Okay everybody, Rich here, Rich's Custom Marine and Auto. Today we're working on this 1990 Mazda B2600. It's a little four-wheel drive. So customer concern on this was that they would have to turn the key a whole bunch of times before they could get the starter to actually engage. So tested the starter. Starter was good, solenoid, all that. Tested the safety switch for the clutch, which is right there. And it tested okay. It had a couple of ohms of resistance, so I just jumpered it, and the rig still wouldn't start. So tested for voltage coming out of the key switch, and I didn't have voltage. So I already have this apart. I'm going to run through it real quick. So this is what comes out of the key switch. So this goes up inside of there. This right here goes right in that little pocket. So, and then there is only, for this piece, there's one screw, and you can see where that goes, and it goes right up in there. So to get this out, the connectors are up underneath the dash, actually behind the fuse panel there. So I have this speaker out of the way. I didn't end up having to get in that way, but so when you remove the cover off the bottom of the steering column, there's one screw that goes into a boss right here. There's 4 screws that tie the upper and lower together, and then those will unsnap. Just be really careful. You know, this stuff's 33 years old, guys. It's a little bit delicate, so just be real careful. And then there's a panel that goes right here, and there's 2 screws that hold that in place, and that gets that out of the way. And then you've got your 2 heater ducts. So there's one, and there's the other one. So this elbowed one goes up inside like so, and you can see here there's a screw that holds that in place. That's a little bit of a kind of do by feel situation, but you can get up under the dash and get in there with a stubby Phillips, and you'll be able to get that apart. Oh, and everything that I've taken apart here, all the screws are all Phillips, number 2 Phillips. And then this other one, this one actually, you take this one out first, and it ties in to that piece right there. So, and it has a screw that holds it in place right there. So, but once you get those guys out of your way, then you can get up in there and you can get all of your connectors here disconnected. So, I don't have the part yet. It's supposed to be delivered today. It's coming from Rock Auto. No sponsorship there. I would love for them to sponsor me, but hopefully that part will come in soon and I can run through the install with you guys. I just want to share with you guys what this thing looks like on the inside. So you've got these plates here. If I can get it to focus. Quite a bit of wear, and this thing didn't have dielectric grease inside of it, so I know there was a theory at one time. You can see that one's got some pretty good kind of burnt going to it. That's where our problem was, I'm sure. But those pieces go inside, and then they rotate on these pins right here. So which those pins have quite a bit of wear to them as well. So definitely found our issue there, and so we're looking forward to our replacement piece coming in, and we'll get you guys back in there when that happens. Alright guys, we just got our new part here. It's our shiny new part. Got it from, like I said earlier, Rock Auto. So I'm going to go ahead and connect up these connectors here before we put it in the ignition. Make things a little bit easier here. They are color coded underneath the foam. They do kind of match. Turns out pulling that speaker out of the way was a pretty good idea. Just be careful though, because that plastic on the dash it's kind of sharp. Alright, and then we got one more here. Okay, so that's got it all plugged in. Now, route this up. It's got a little clip on the steering column here. I'll make sure you guys can see what we got going on here. Okay, so this kind of routes over here. This harness tucks in behind the other harness, and then you've got this little button here that goes down inside a hole. I have to take a screwdriver and just lightly move this harness. Just don't put a lot of pressure on it. Okay. That guy is in there. Now that thing has these. If you guys are familiar with what a axle nut, axle keeper on a wagon is, this has these little bitty round deals that just press in place. Holds that little guy there. Things are a little bit of a pain. Especially this top one. Okay. And then this guy, we talked about it earlier. It's got that single screw hole there. This other harness will just move up out of your way. Pops right in there, it's all lined up. Oh, of course, and then it comes back out. But that's okay. It'll pop up in there real easily again. Like so. Put our screw in from the side there. Pop out. Okay, so green was our positive, white was our negative. Interestingly, these only have 2 screws. For the speakers, so makes it easy enough. All right, it's time to give it a shot and make sure that was our issue. Okay, battery's reconnected. Neutral. Push our clutch in all the way. And let's see what happens. Right on, guys. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and finish putting her back together. Okay, now we've got our heater ducts here. you guys will recall, the curved one here that came out last, so we'll put it up in there first. If you guys don't have one of these little trays, this is from Harbor Freight, but it's a magnetic tray. When you take your trim screws and stuff out, oh, it sure makes it nice to keep them in one spot so they're not sitting down in the floor mat, stuff like that, getting lost. Oh yeah, so check this out, guys. Let me get you. You can see up inside of there, right where that duct needs to go. Alright. So, you can see there where that duct meets up, and then as you work it around, there she goes. She slid right up on there. So you can see it a little better, but yep, it's all slid up on there. Okay, and this had that blind screw we talked about before. It's a bit of a bugger. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get this other duct in place. The easiest thing would be to slide it in here first, and then pop it on the other one. Oh, cool. Okay. So, get this one going. Then, like I say, we got to get this other one. It's a bit of a bugger. Feels like it started. Okay. Alright. So, next, we've got this lower panel, and you've got this little boss right here that goes inside there. And then you've got these clips that they go right up here. Nice. Okay. Then looks like this thing's been previously damaged. You can see it down in there. This is cracked. So I'm gonna go repair that and then I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so we have the room up in there, so what I did is get some light. I did some epoxy work and then just threw a couple tiny little zip ties around that so I can go ahead and put this back together. This mounts up to the top here. You guys can, let's see. Yeah, it mounts up to these guys right here. So there's nothing that these zip ties are going to be in the way of. Let's see here. It was a little difficult to get around the ignition tumbler. Oh wow. Okay, went back really easy. Very nice. So you want to clip these back together. All right, then we can go ahead and put our screws in. So there's 3 of them here. These are just going into plastic, so go easy on them. But the one I just did there, this one and that one, just clamp these 2 pieces together, and then this one right here, we'll do that one last. It actually mounts to aluminum. Okay. And then this is the, it's not going to show it, there we go, the self-tapper. It's not a self-tapper, sorry. just a machine screw that goes in there. Now we got everything mounted up there. We'll put our get everything together here. We'll get our speaker put in, and we'll be all set. Oh, and yes guys, I am going to take care of those wires around the throttle pedal. I don't really know what the gentleman had going on there, but in the idea of safety, I'm gonna do a little zip tie work there for the gentleman, and then we'll get this thing returned. So thank you everybody for watching. Rich's Custom Marine and Auto. Please like, subscribe, leave me your comments, your feedback. I appreciate it all. Thank you.